The fork slipped from my fingers and clanged against the plate like a gunshot. Red wine sloshed over the rim of Sarah's glass, staining the white tablecloth the color of fresh blood. She didn't flinch. She just smiled, small, polite, the way you smile at a stranger who holds the elevator. "Pass the salt, roommate," she said, eyes on her phone. Roommate. The word landed between us heavier than the cast-iron skillet cooling on the stove. 10 years of mortgage payments, 2 miscarriages, 1 dog buried under the maple in the backyard, and now I was her roommate. I laughed because what else could I do? The sound came out hollow like wind through an empty house. "Since when do roommates cook cocoa vin on a Friday night?" She shrugged, thumb still flying across the screen. "Since one of them started paying rent." The room tilted. Not metaphorically. The chandelier above the table swayed, crystals chiming softly, as if the house itself had hiccuped. I gripped the edge of the table. The wood was warm from the candles, but my palms were ice. "Rent," I repeated. The word tasted metallic. Sarah finally looked up. Her eyes, those green eyes I'd watched crinkle at the corners every morning for a decade, were flat. "You've been distracted. At work. I needed space. Mark offered the spare room above the garage. It's temporary." Mark. Our Mark? The best man at our wedding who'd cried harder than my mother when we said I do? The Mark who'd helped me carry the couch up 3 flights when we moved in? Who'd held Sarah's hair back the night she miscarried the second time? The candles flickered. Wax pooled like tears. "You're living with Mark." My voice cracked on his name. "Paying rent," she corrected, as if that made it cleaner. "It's practical. The commute's killing me, and you're never home before 9 anyway." I stared at the plate in front of me. The chicken was perfect. Crisp skin, rosemary still fragrant. I'd brined it for 6 hours while she was at yoga. The lie sat between us now, fattier than the meat. That night I slept in the guest room. The sheets smelled like her lavender detergent, but the bed was cold. I lay awake listening to the house breathe, the radiator clanking, the fridge humming, the soft creak of floorboards as Sarah moved through our bedroom alone. At 2:17 a.m., I heard the front door open and close. Her car started. Tires crunched on gravel. Gone. Saturday morning, I found the envelope on the kitchen counter. Thick cream paper, my name in her neat architect's handwriting. Inside, a check for $1,200 and a post-it note. For September. I'll Venmo October. S. The coffee I'd made for her sat untouched, a skin forming on the surface like a lie hardening. I drove to Mark's without thinking. The Victorian on Elm Street looked exactly the same. Peeling turquoise paint, sagging porch, the gnome Sarah had named Sir Drinks-a-Lot still guarding the steps. But the curtains in the upstairs window were new. White. Sheer. The kind she'd wanted for our bedroom but I'd vetoed because they show dirt. Mark answered the door in boxers and a t-shirt that used to be mine. The one with the hole under the arm from the camping trip where she proposed to me under the stars. His feet were bare. There was a hickey on his collarbone, purple and fresh. "Jesus, Dave." He rubbed his neck. "It's 8 a.m. Where is she?" "Shower." He stepped aside, reluctant. The house smelled like her now. Eucalyptus shampoo and the vanilla candle she burned when she was stressed. On the coffee table, 2 mugs. One with lipstick on the rim. Mine didn't have lipstick anymore. Hadn't for months. Sarah appeared on the stairs in my old Dartmouth sweatshirt, hair dripping. She froze when she saw me. "You're paying him rent," I said. My voice sounded like someone else's. "It's complicated." "Uncomplicate." She came down slowly, bare feet silent on the wood. "We didn't mean for it to happen. It just did. You were gone all the time. The late nights. The way you stopped touching me after the second miscarriage. Like if you didn't look at me, it wouldn't have happened." I flinched. She saw it. Her face softened just for a second. "I was grieving," I said. "So was I. But you shut me out." Mark listened. Mark, who'd been my friend since we were 14. Who'd held my hand at my father's funeral. Who'd told me, tears in his eyes, that Sarah was the best thing that ever happened to me. I looked at him now. "You listened." He wouldn't meet my eyes. "It wasn't planned." Sarah reached for me. I stepped back. Her hand hung in the air between us, fingers curled like she was still holding something that wasn't there. "I love you," she said, "but I don't know how to be your wife anymore." Not the way you need. The room spun again. Not the chandelier this time. Just me. I saw it all in flashes, her packing a suitcase while I was at the office, the way she'd stopped wearing her wedding ring to rest her finger, the yoga classes that ended with her coming home flushed and glowing, the nights I'd fallen asleep on the couch with case files spread across my chest. I'd missed it. Every sign. Because I was trying to save us the only way I knew how, by working harder, earning more, building a life where nothing could touch us again. Not even grief. Sarah's phone buzzed on the counter. A text preview lit up. Can't wait for tonight. Not Mark. Someone else. Picked it up. She didn't stop me. The messages went back months. Not just Mark. A colleague from her firm. The barista at the corner cafe who drew hearts in her latte foam. A woman from her book club. A trail of breadcrumbs leading everywhere but home. Mark's face went white. Sarah. She wouldn't look at either of us. I set the phone down gently. The screen cracked where my thumb had pressed too hard. You weren't paying rent, I said. My voice was steady now. You were auditioning replacements. She started to cry. Silent tears, the kind that come after the screaming's done. Mark reached for her, but she flinched away. I walked out. The gnome watched me go, ceramic eyes blank. That night I changed the locks. Not out of anger. Out of clarity. The house felt different already. Quieter, like it had been holding its breath for years. Sunday morning. Another envelope slid under the door. This one had no check. Just a single photograph. Sarah and me on our wedding day, her head thrown back in laughter, my arms around her waist. On the back, in her handwriting, I was never your roommate. I was your ghost. I sat on the kitchen floor, the tile cold against my back, and cried for the first time since the second miscarriage. Not for her. For the man I'd been, the one who thought love was a fortress you built with money and silence. Outside, the maple leaves were turning. Red as wine. Red as blood. Red as the stain I'd never get out of the tablecloth. I left the photo on the counter. Let the next tenant find it. Let them wonder who we were. The house was mine now. Paid in full.